want this baby. I wanted you, and I wanted our baby.
The prince kissed me without protection, so whether you like it or not, you're soon going to have a little steppy running around the palace.
Two men fight for her love.
It's time, Natalie. Time to decide between Trevor and me.
All My Children, weekdays.
Today's subject, strange addictions. Tell us, Beth, how did it begin?
Well, I tried it once just for kicks, but it made me feel so alive.
And now you can't stop.
I tried, but it's so darn good.
Beth, you don't really want to stop.
What?
Beth?
Okay. I watch dinosaurs. It's not just for kids.
We'll be back.
Gee, maybe there is hope for the human race.
Dinosaurs, Wednesdays on ABC.
In the top of the news this morning, President Bush in search of new business horizons under the rising sun. The latest victims of Yugoslavia's civil war, 5 European observers. Their helicopter was shot down. And make room in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Tom Terrific and Raleigh Fingers are moving in.
From ABC News, this is World News This Morning for Wednesday, January 8th, 1992. Now, from our world headquarters in New York, Mike Schneider.
Good morning to you. President Bush is doing a lot of talking in Japan, but so far it appears to have gotten him little more than conversation. The president finally got down to business today with Japanese Prime Minister Miyazawa. He said they had to iron out differences in trade policy between the two countries, but the president also said that he's also concerned with what he called the big picture, the world economy. ABC's Kyle Gibson has more now from Tokyo.
The White House says it is not here to ask the Japanese for charity, but for a chance to compete. So after playing the statesman at the morning arrival ceremony, President Bush played salesman in meetings with Prime Minister Miyazawa. They agreed to what they call a strategy for world economic growth, which will establish mechanisms to stimulate sluggish economies. But the tough issue was how the Japanese can help the U.S. economy by taking in more U.S. imports. President Bush and Miyazawa attended a meeting of U.S. and Japanese business leaders in which the chairman of the big 3 U.S. auto companies asked Japan to let in more U.S. cars and auto parts. Later, Honda and Toyota announced they indeed will double their import of U.S. auto parts by 1994 and have their dealers sell more U.S. cars. But President Bush told ABC's Brit Hume that he wants those import targets to be seen as voluntary, not as an order by the Japanese government.
If they come in and say, look, it is our best estimate that we can take X numbers of autos, that's fine.
It's more than fine that Japanese car companies have agreed to bend a little and bring in more U.S. imports. After all, Mr. Bush promised Americans that he'd get some concessions from the Japanese, and it appears he has. But Mr. Miyazawa also reminded Mr. Bush that if he's looking for a miracle cure for the U.S. economy, he won't find it here in Tokyo. Kyle Gibson, ABC News, Tokyo.
Around the world, it appears another confrontation may be brewing in Tbilisi in Georgia. Supporters of the exiled President Gamsakhurdia are gathering now for another rally. But the military council ruling Georgia has already warned that it will shoot again if necessary to break up those kinds of public demonstrations. 2 people were wounded yesterday when military followers fired on a Gamsakhurdia rally. Gamsakhurdia himself is said to be in Armenia for now. In Yugoslavia, a federal army fighter jet yesterday shot down a helicopter carrying 5 military observers from the European community. The Serbian-dominated government said the shoot-down was not authorized, but it has made the shaky ceasefire even weaker. ABC's Hal Walker reports.
As investigators examine the grim crash scene in Yugoslavia, the hope is that the Serbian attack, which brought down the European community's observer helicopter, will not also derail a fragile truce between Serbian and Croatian forces. 4 Italian and 1 French member of the EEC team died as they flew toward Zagreb in a white, painted, unarmed chopper with European community markings. The craft was hit by a rocket fired by a Yugoslav army jet fighter. An eyewitness said he saw 4 rockets attack the helicopter before it exploded and crashed to the ground. A second helicopter was also hit but landed safely nearby. The victims were part of the European team monitoring the current ceasefire between Serbian and Croatian fighters while awaiting a larger United Nations force to mount a full-scale peacekeeping effort. At the UN, Yugoslavia admitted responsibility for the attack and apologized. Its Air Force commander has been dismissed. Other members called it an act of criminal aggression and moved toward approving a resolution that will send 50 UN peacekeeping troops into the region within a few days. Hal Walker, ABC News, London.
Well, Americans appear to be learning to live amongst themselves, amongst the various different ethnic groups, work out their differences. The American Jewish Committee has analyzed national surveys of 58 ethnic groups in this country. The surveys were taken over a 25-year period ending in 1989. And the survey found that the social standings of almost every group edged up slightly during the time. The study also found that anti-Jewish feelings are now at an all-time low. Even so, whites of European background have remained on top of the social status list. The Delta Airlines jet made a quick emergency landing shortly after takeoff from the Dallas-Fort Worth airport yesterday. It was a Boeing 737. It landed safely at Dallas-Fort Worth just moments after takeoff. What happened? Well, the right engine on the plane, a two-engine plane, suddenly fell off while the jet was taking off. 44 people were on board. Nobody was hurt. Investigators are still trying to figure out exactly why it happened. President Bush has heard Congress complaining about the B-2 bomber project, about how expensive it is, and whether or not it's even needed anymore. Well, today's Los Angeles Times says the president has decided that 20 of the so-called stealth bombers will be enough. At one point, 75 of the planes were supposed to be built. The Pentagon confirms it is looking at ways to cut its budget. One official now says the Seawolf submarine project may also be cut back severely. The tug of war over the northern spotted owl goes back to court today. The government's to tell a federal judge how much land is set aside in the Pacific Northwest to try to protect that bird. One report says officials want to set aside less than 8 million acres of land. Back in April, they were talking about setting aside some 12 million acres. This report says the government changed its mind to protect jobs in the timber industry. We'll take a break right now. Back with more in a moment.
50 years ago today, the War Department revealed a coup plot in Hitler's army and very high losses in the Russian campaign.
The guy in the new Infiniti just discovered something about his car and about himself. He just discovered that the 18-year-old adventurer who loved to drive never left. Seems he's just been snoozing for the last, 20 years. And his new Q45 just woke him up. Without acne. Infiniti makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
Sir, do you ever spend $70 for a motel room?
Yes, I do.
May I see your wallet, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Throwing your money away. You do.
Don't throw your money away. Hit the roof. Red Roof Inns.
More to the left, Bob.
What's good on toast? Nope. Cholesterol. Calories. Nah. Fat. Soupy. Yeah.
Soupy honey. The good taste that's good for you.
Hard to believe, but that was me, Dan Deerdorf, before I lost 40 pounds in 4 months with Ultra Slim Fast. Hey, I'm a big eater, but with Ultra Slim Fast, I never felt hungry. The plan is easy. I had a delicious shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. I'm back to my college playing weight, and I feel terrific. Best of all, I'm not shaped like one of these anymore.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
You got kids? You got germs.
Hold it.
You definitely need Liquid Dial. It has a special germ-killing formula other liquid soaps don't. And it's hardly worth getting soap on your hands if you're not killing germs. Liquid Dial. Kill the germs. Keep the kids.
Coming up, the first 25 years of now and the future of feminism.
Also, Imelda Marcos's run for the Philippine presidency, plus Christian Slater on Good Morning America next.
In sports now, 311 wins, 341 saves. Key numbers for baseball's newest members of the Hall of Fame. John Snyder's here with their story. John?
Mike, Tom Seaver, one of the greatest starting pitchers in baseball history, and Raleigh Fingers, one of baseball's great relief pitchers. Both were voted last night into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Seaver in his first year of eligibility in a record vote. Needing to be named on 75% of the ballot, Seaver was named on 425 out of 430. That's 98.8%. That's the highest percentage in history. higher than Ty Cobb's percentage more than 50 years ago. Seaver won 311 games, 198 with the New York Mets, where he earned